The February 27th, 2017 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call a roll?
Mr. Alcoffer?
Here.
Ms. Boyce?
Here.
Mrs. Conley?
Here.
Mr. Delahanty is excused. Ms. Harris?
Here.
Chairman Michikay?
Here.
Mr. Morelli is excused. Mr. Shepard?
Here.
Mr. Terp?
Here.
Is there anyone signed up for public forum?
There is one.
Would you like
When I call your name, please come forward to the podium. You'll have 2 minutes in which to address the committee. Please conclude when the buzzer sounds. Thank you. Our speaker is Timothy Birkeland.
Hello again. Sorry for jumping the gun earlier. As I said before, I'm with WorkFit Medical, and we're Rochester's largest occupational health care provider. We specialize in treating work-related injuries and providing medical services to companies throughout the region. And recently we've been presented with the opportunity to work with the Monroe County Sheriff's Department and provide medical services treating work-related injuries, performing pre-employment physicals, etc. And I wanted to take the opportunity to come out, introduce myself, and see if anyone had any questions. And if so, I can give you a business card. You can shoot me a call, send me an email, or I'd be happy to answer questions right here, right now. As you can see, I'm not really familiar with how the process works, so I'm not sure if that's appropriate, but I wanted to put it out there.
Not any questions.
Good?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address this committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the January 23rd, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0053, authorize a contract with WorkFit Medical.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, second by Legislator Conley. Is there any questions? Legislator Shepard.
To the administration, through the chair, who provided these services in the past for employees?
Through the chair, it was Western New York Health.
Relative to this RFP request, were there other responses?
Through the chair, we only received 2 responses, one from WorkFit Medical and one from the previous contract holder.
Thank you.
Legislator Harris.
The administration, to the chair, to the administration, has this company provided any type of service like this to any other public safety agency in this county?
Through the chair, this agency provides services to the City of Rochester Police Department, to the City of Rochester Fire Department, to Monroe County Water Authority, to the Village of East Rochester Police Department, and to the Town of Greece.
Thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0054, acceptance of a grant from
Moved by Legislator Conley, second by Legislator Alcoffer. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0055,
Moved by Legislator Alcoffer and second by Legislator Turp. Is there any discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the chair, if you could. Can you tell me how successful the program has been in the past and any relevant statistics that you might have available?
Through the chair, I don't have any specific statistics with me, but it is continuously successful.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. If you have any, can you share those in the future? Through the chair?
Through the chair, I will.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
referral 17-0056, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by Legislator Terp, second by President Daniele. Is there any discussion? Legislator Harris.
Administration, Can I please ask, how many marshals will serve on this task force that you're receiving the grant for?
Through the chair, this is an ongoing task force, and we have 2 members assigned to it.
Thank you very much.
Any other discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the chair, if you might be able to provide the data on this as far as how many warrants were served or fugitives were apprehended in the result of this overtime and/or task force?
Through the chair, we're in the process of finishing up our annual report, so that'll be in there.
And what, through the chair, when might we receive that?
Through the chair, I can pull those out and have them sent to you in writing
Okay,
within
thank
the
you.
next week or so.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Harris.
Through the chair to the administration, I see that we will be receiving $30K for this period, and I'd like to know if this is the same amount from last year?
Through the chair, that is correct. If you remember last year, we did another amendment to this referral to accept another $3,000, I believe. So we actually received $33,000 last year. But the original contract was $30,000, and we went for an amendment.
Thank you. As a follow-up question to that previous question through the chair, was there a reason why the additional $3,000 was requested?
Through the chair, we did not request it. I believe the U.S. Marshals had access funds, so they gave them to us.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0057, acceptance of a grant.
Moved by Legislator President Daniele and Legislator Boyce. Any discussion? Legislator Shepherd.
What type of protective equipment will be purchased with this funding?
Through the chair, this funding only allows us to purchase ballistic helmets, vests, and patrol rifles, so that's what we're pursuing.
And to the administration, through the chair, what is the approved patrol rifle for this purchase?
Through the chair, there is no standard approved patrol rifle across law enforcement agencies. Each agency selects their own.
And to the administration, through the chair, what is your choice?
We have to put that out to bid, so at this time we haven't selected any.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0058.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, second by Legislator Conley. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0059, authorize a contract.
Moved by Legislator Conley, second by Legislator Alcoffer. Is there any discussion? Legislator Boyce?
Yes, through the chair. Can you give us a brief description of the program that the DA's office will be using?
Through the chair, the program that the district attorney's office will be using is a web-based case management system that involves many new functions that we'll be adding to our office.
And if I could I have a follow-up question, sir? Yes, okay, so case management systems, can you, I mean, like, I'm not sure exactly, can you give us some examples as to what you would be tracking with the system?
Yes, through the chair, every case that we prosecute in the DA's office is recorded in a database, and that database would record details of the defendant, charges, events, court dates, and so on.
And another follow-up question, were there any other respondents to this RFP?
Through the chair, yes. we had a total of 6 responses. I'm sorry, 7 responses.
And of those, through the chair, were any of those local companies?
Through the chair, none of the responses were from local companies.
All right, thank you.
Legislator Conley.
Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, I was wondering if you could tell me if there are any other counties that are currently utilizing this provider, Journal Technologies, for their case management system?
Through the chair, yes, there are 2 other New York State counties, Nassau County and Suffolk County, that are using this system, this vendor.
And through the chair to the administration, do we have any input from Nassau County or Suffolk County as to if they're pleased with the case management system?
Through the chair, yes, we do have reference letters that we received from both counties that were highly recommended.
Thank you.
Legislator Turp.
Security measures are in place to protect the privacy of information retained on the system?
Through the chair, there are security levels at every step of the process. There's SSL and HTTPS security, which means that the data is encrypted in the database and in the transport layer. There's also security related to the users, so there's security based on user's role, the type of case, the seal status of the case, and so on.
Legislator Boyce.
Follow-up question through the chair. Other than the obvious, the tracking system of this, this system that you'll be using, what do you think that the outstanding features will be that will make our, our legislative or our district attorney's office be, more efficient, or anything that you want to point out?
Through the chair, there are a multitude of features that will enhance the ability of the DA's office to track and prosecute cases. One of the major features is that the system is mobile device accessible, so that DAs in court will be able to query the database to get real-time access to the information. The system is also a document management system, so that all documents generated in the DA's office are able to be created through the case management system.
So through the chair, so for instance, if somebody was going to Part 1 city court being arraigned for the first time, there won't be possibility that we wouldn't know that that person had been in our system before, say for instance?
Well, the system would track all district attorney activity, so if that person had a court event in that court, then that would be tracked in our system.
How about, through the chair, how about town courts?
Through the chair, yes, town courts as well.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Conley.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, will the employees of the juvenile prosecutor's office and the district attorney's office have the same level of access to the information, and will the DA's office be able to access information that's in the juvenile prosecutor's office?
Through the chair, each office will have its own independent instance of the database, so there will be no sharing of information between the DA's office and the juvenile prosecution office.
Thank you. As a follow-up question, will the pre-sentence investigations be part of the case management system? Well, for example, if a probation PSI is done, would any district attorney then have access to that PSI in the future?
The plan is to interface with the probation department. However, that would be security-driven, so that only the prosecutor who's handling that case would have that access.
Thank you.
Legislator Harris.
Through the chair to the administration, I believe you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I just want to make sure and get a little clarity. Why is Journal Technologies the most qualified?
Through the chair, in our RFP process, we did select 2 finalists based on a scoring criteria, and we had a 2-day session with each of the 2 finalists to fully review their software. And the results of that evaluation were that Journal Technologies scored significantly higher than the other finalist. And those categories were various, but including the ability for the software to best meet the needs of the district attorney's office.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, do you happen to know how many users will this system accommodate for the terms it's listed?
At this time, we anticipate approximately 155 users. That could change, obviously, in the near future, but that's approximately the number of users that we plan to have on the system, including users in the Juvenile Prosecution Office.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0060, authorize intermunicipal agreement.
Moved by legislator Alcoffer, second by legislator Turp. Is there any discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the chair. I know that we've done this for many years, having intermunicipal agreements with other counties, but my question is, since there seems to be I guess, an inordinate amount of cases that we have to use our services for in our own laboratory through Monroe County, our own caseload. How are we going to prioritize, how we're going to manage all the cases that are coming forth?
John Clark from the Crime Laboratory. Through you, Mr. Chairman, cases are prioritized on the type of case. In other words, the most violent criminal cases are done first. Anything with outstanding suspects that are at large would be a high priority as well. And then other cases are prioritized based on their court dates.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Any other discussion? Legislator Harris?
Through the chair to the administration, I'm just curious to know how do you figure out what is the formula you use to determine the individual contract amounts? How do you come to that?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the costs are determined based on the types and amount of cases each county submits, and it's averaged over a 3-year period. For the 2017 contracts, we utilized the last full 3 years of case data, which would have been 2013, 2014, and 2015.
Thank you. I have one final question. Is the forensic labs fully staffed, and are you able to meet the expectations of the services that's provided?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we do have one vacancy unfilled in biology and one vacancy unfilled in the chemistry or drug section, but we still are able to meet the priority requests that are coming into the laboratory.
I have a follow-up to that one. Do you have to the chair, to the administration, do you have expectations to fill those vacancies in the near future?
Through the chair, yes, we do.
Follow-up to that, to the chair, to the administration, will that be this year or next year?
Through the chair, that will be this year. We're currently reviewing applications.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0061, authorizing it.
Moved by legislator Turp, second by President Daniele. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the February 27th, 2017 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held on Monday, March 27th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m.